Dude. Okay, your phone calls are coming up, but I want to finish with the Barone piece because this is really, really good. Liberal nostalgics, the way they look at good jobs. And by the way, nothing wrong with this. But to them, this is the epitome. This is the peak. You come out of high school and you're not trained to do anything. You're just you're a dork, and you get on the assembly line, and you work there, and you retire at age 48 or 50, and you get your lifetime benefits, and that's cool, and that's what Obama wants to create with the green jobs, and that's what the libs are looking at. That's to them. They say when you and I, as conservatives, look back at nostalgia, we look at entrepreneurism. We see a massively growing United States economy with people able to participate in it however they wish. The only limits on people are those that they impose on themselves. And I've often said philosophically, most of the limits that people face in life are self-imposed. Greatest example is somebody who grows up in a small or medium-sized town and wants to do something in life that doesn't exist in that town. That business isn't there. And they say, well, but I really don't want to leave. You know, my family's here. It's secure. Okay, fine. Cool. But it's not anybody else's fault but yours. You could have moved. You could have followed your dream. You chose not to. You chose to do something else. It wasn't the country that held you back. It wasn't anybody else that held you back. And I don't mean this as a criticism. It's tough love. Most of the limitations that people face are self-imposed. Not by the man, not by the system. The system's not keeping you down. There's all kinds of people who work their way around it. Many do. And that's what we advocate. We advocate the pursuit of excellence. We advocate being the best you can be, whatever that is, using whatever ambition you want, getting whatever education you think you need. But look, Barone is right. Liberal nostalgics look at jobs in an entirely different way, practically mass production jobs, assembly line, join the union, get your benefits and your pension, and that's it. And if that's what you want, that's fine, by the way. Don't misunderstand. I'm just saying that's how the people you are voting for look at you. It's important to understand this if you're a liberal Democrat. So the liberal nostalgics would like to see an economy that gives low-skill graduates, and that's what they think of most people, low-skill, incompetent, need the government to guide you and help you. That's what Obama seems to be envisioning when he talks about hundreds of thousands of green jobs. But those green jobs haven't come into existence, despite massive government subsidies and crony capitalism. Jeff Immelt, with all that crony capitalism, GE still doesn't have a whole lot of these green jobs. They're all shutting down. They're all going out of business. There isn't any business. There is no wind business. There is no solar business. It's not there. There is no energy alternative to oil that's producing all kinds of wonderful jobs. It's become apparent that the old Detroit model was unsustainable and cannot be revived even by the most gifted community organizer and adjunct law professor. And boy, does that not nail what Obama's trying. Look what he's trying to revive. The 1930s in every way you can imagine. Obama is retro. The liberals are retro. Anti-progress. Back to the days before all this progress took place. For one thing, in a rapidly changing and technologically advanced economy, the lifetime job seems to be a thing of the past, particularly lifetime jobs where you work only 30 years and then get supported for the next 30 or so years. Sorry, can't do it anymore. The money isn't there. The template isn't there. It's not possible anymore. You don't go to work for some place for 30 years, retire, and make the same thing until you die that you were making when you work. Today's young people cannot expect to join large organizations and, in effect, ride escalators for the rest of their careers. The new companies emerging as winners in high tech, think Apple or Google, just don't employ that many people, at least in the U.S. Similarly, today's manufacturing firms produce about as large a share of the gross national product as they always used to, but with a much smaller percentage of the labor force. Moreover, there's evidence that recent growth in some of the professions, law, higher education, has been a bubble. It's about to burst. I've got stories in the stack. 1 out of 2, 2 out of 3 graduates, nothing to do, no jobs. Hang on, that's coming up. As Walter Russell Mead writes in his brilliant blog, referring to young people, the career paths that they've been trained for are narrowing, and they're going to have to launch out in directions they and their teachers didn't expect. They were bred and groomed to live as house pets, but they're going to have to learn to thrive in the wild. The future is filled with enterprises not yet born, jobs that don't yet exist, wealth that hasn't been created, wonderful products, and life-altering service not yet given form. But it isn't going to come from the government. All that magic never has come from the government, and it won't. Now, you could have 10 stimulus programs. You could have all these new regulations from all these agencies. That's not where the magic has happened in this country, and it's not going to happen there ever. What we can be sure of is that creating your own career will produce a stronger sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. Young people who do so won't hate their work the way those auto workers hated those assembly line jobs. That's a key point. The nostalgia the left has for those union jobs, nostalgia in a psychological sense. I've always believed nostalgia. For the most part, when people get nostalgic, they're thinking good things. It reminds them of all the wonderful things in the past. And that's when the left gets nostalgic for jobs, look at the kind of jobs they're thinking about. They're jobs that nobody wants anymore. They're jobs that don't have the same structure as they used to have. They're dinosaurs. They're just, the left is a bunch of Jurassic Park people. They are not progressives in any sense of the word. What they do is retard people. They retard growth. They retard the creation of opportunity. This is a shame. This is one of Barone's best columns ever. He may not even know that, but it is.